That's where the MeCats in Focus comes in. Hosted by me, Tom Fahey, this podcast offers in-depth analysis of current happenings that matter most. We'll go beyond the surface, examining the context, the implication, and the real story behind the headlines. Welcome to the MeCats in Focus. Now, since the election and leadership change, many folks are going into a total meltdown over the Trump administration's efforts to reduce spending and in making government more efficient. Why the meltdown? Let's explore a few things. Let's start with DOGE. The Department of Governmental Efficiency was created by renaming an existing agency, which was the United States Digital Services, which was originally created by then Barack Obama in 2014. The original agency was created to improve governmental digital services back when things were struggling with the launch of Obamacare. President Trump rebranded the agency as DOGE and placed Elon Musk at the helm. Musk brought in some of the smartest talent available to audit all government agencies. The goal? Simply to do as the name suggests, make government more efficient, while at the same time reducing spending. Exposed. Elon Musk has broken down what he calls a massive fraud operating within Washington, D.C. He says this is what's happening on a massive scale. The fraud involves taxpayer money, NGOs, and political donations. How does the money flow? Musk says it begins with us, the taxpayer. We're taxed. These tax dollars then flow to the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID. Leftist groups then create non-governmental organizations, which are abbreviated again as NGOs. The NGOs then are funded by USAID grants. According to Musk, the leftists in these NGOs do zero work. But instead, these individuals receive huge salaries from the NGO funding. According to Musk, the leftists then allegedly donate a portion of their salaries to the Democratic Party. This creates a cycle of taxpayer money flowing back into political campaigns. Musk claims this is mostly why Democrats are freaking out at the USAID funding that's being threatened. Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Well, let's take a look. The Department of Education is laundering money back to the Democratic Party, or so it's alleged. This is why some are losing their minds over DOGE and Elon Musk. It's all about money. The Federal Department of Education has a budget of approximately $280 billion per year. That's $280 billion with a B. Research shows that less than 25% of that budget actually goes to educating students. Research shows that less than 25% goes to educating our students. I repeated that because that's an important thing to remember. Only 25% of all that $280 billion goes to educating our kids. So where does the $220 billion go? Well, according to U.S. Representative Harriet Hageman, it's a complex system. Funds are diverted to a vast bureaucracy. Consultants are hired, and these consultants donate money back to the Democratic Party causes. Then the money is moved to other consultants and then to NGOs. Representative Hageman describes this as money laundering and money churning at its best. That's a heck of a thing to say. The list of alleged findings seems to grow every single day. The Trump administration has seemingly been very transparent in what it's doing and what it's finding. We have likely all seen and heard lists of things being funded that are totally off the wall and are in no way how U.S. taxpayers want to spend their money. But worse is that allegedly there are leftists profiting massively from these scams. It seems everywhere Dodge looks, there is what can only be called fraud and theft. Musk recently stated on Fox's Jesse Waters show that the word NGO and money laundering are almost synonymous. Musk explained that Dodge uncovered the fact that 400,000 Social Security numbers were stolen. One might ask, but is it obviously another way to bilk the taxpayers? It is. It's just another way. 400,000. It's been said 6-month-old kids have Social Security numbers. Now, that's alleged. Now, having been involved in the criminal justice system for over 3 decades, I can only say that it all has me raising eyebrows. The old saying, where there is smoke, there's fire. It's a good place to start. Now, looking at it all, I think a reasonable and prudent person would have to say, from the smoke we've seen so far, there likely is a fire burning someplace, but where? A logical place would look where the most screaming and kicking's coming from. Sadly, mostly the left. Why? Logically, it's likely because the money train looked to be derailing, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. It's going to derail. We have seen Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on PBS saying he's organizing and encouraging radical activists to go after Republican members of Congress and force them to change their votes or face consequences. His recruits are crashing and disrupting gatherings. Now, why would an elected leader call for such actions? My guess is out of desperation. It's out of sheer desperation. It seems pretty clear that a rat's nest has been found and that the rats are scattering. Now, this is a new podcast. We've just kicked off, and hopefully, weekly, it'll get better. We're going to improve. We're going to have guests. We might even actually have live discussions where we can interact with our listeners. So join me Thursdays for a new In Focus episode. Please do leave comments and suggestions and click on the logo in the lower right-hand corner and follow. Until next time, keep things in focus.